welcome back. We're going to be talking Mass Effect here. I know it's been a while since we actually talked about it. But recently, let me just double check their names, several BioWare developers and people who work there were at San Diego Comic-Con, and they held a panel, talked, I'm trying to remember I can't remember the exact name of the panel off the top of my head, but it basically was talking about the next Mass Effect. And let me just say this right now, a lot of the stuff that they stated in the panel is very subject to change. Apparently everything that was shown at the panel, including some very, very, very early footage of a vehicle that will be returning, is still subject to change. Everything that was shown is still very up to change. But yeah, so I'm just going to talk about it, give my thoughts on it, and some of the stuff that came out. One of the biggest things, of course, I'm going to talk about right here is the vibe that the stuff came across as, the stuff that I looked up anyway. Mass Effect is the next Mass Effect is not going to be called Mass Effect 4. They've actually confirmed that by the sounds of it. And it's not going to be a sequel to the previous Mass Effect series involving Shepard. It's going to be a spiritual successor in a way, as in it's a new story with new characters. And I'm going to say this right now, I'm very glad about that. It will not be called Mass Effect 4, which is a very, very big positive in my opinion, because really anything that's the problem with numbered sequels in my opinion, is people expect it's more of the same but also something different. So I am very happy that the next Mass Effect is not going to be called Mass Effect 4. I don't know what they'll end up calling it, but I think from now on, I think BioWare will probably stick to calling their games like Mass Effect and Dragon Age with a subtitle, because it leaves a much more room for interpretation. Now, as for when the game is going to be set, there is a lot of conflicting reports. I've heard some people, some of the sources that I've looked at say that the date has when the game has been set has not been confirmed. I've had some say that it's set during Shepard's lifetime, which I'm going to say this right now. If it's set during Shepard's lifetime, that's a big no-no in my opinion. I really think they should try and distance themselves as far away from Shepard as possible in my opinion, and start afresh with the next Mass Effect. I have heard quite a bit, of course, that the story in the game. Also, one of the other sources that I was able to get also stated that the game's going to have nothing to do with Shepard's story. Like, there's kind of conflicting reports. Some are saying that it's going to deal with Shepard, that's going to be set during Shepard's lifetime, and some are saying there's not. It is really conflicting right now. I don't know which one's accurate. The BioWare developers are being very hush-hush with a very tight lip with it, which I don't blame them in all honesty. But I would like at least a little bit of confirmation from that. There's still a few conflicting reports. If you want my honest opinion, I've said it in the past and I'll say it again, I would really want the next Mass Effect to be set at least a couple of hundred years after the events of Mass Effect 3, based on the Destroyer ending. While that ending, in my opinion, is probably the best, here's the thing. All of the endings to Mass Effect 3, all the shitty ones, Synthesis is a no-go. It's a horrible ending in my opinion. Let me just clarify, this is my opinion. Synthesis does not leave a lot open for interpretation in my opinion. It's very neutral, very bad, and also, as Arshane Guy states it, the Borg win in that one. Control ending, they need to try and distance themselves as far away from the Reapers as possible in my opinion, so the Reapers would still be about then, so get rid of the Reapers. Refusal and Destroyer are the only two endings that I think they could probably do a decent story with. Refusal, they could change it where maybe that was teasing the fact that Liara didn't, maybe we didn't lose, that kind of thing. But Destroyer's probably the only one I could see them probably taking and sending it maybe a couple of hundred years after the events of Mass Effect, the Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, just so that the majority of the people who were alive during Shepard's time are dead. The only ones would be alive would probably be Asari or Krogan. I just think it makes a lot more sense, in my opinion, if they go with the Destroyer ending and set it at least 100 years after the events of Mass Effect 3, because by then maybe the other races have studied the technology of the mass realism and been able to get them working properly again. I just think that's a much more pliable way to set the game, in my opinion. Setting it during Shepard's time or even a prequel, I just don't think would work too well, at least in my opinion, but my opinion doesn't count for shit apparently. But yeah, that's my opinion. That's merely my opinion, and hopefully BioWare will do that. But as this is completely up to them what they do with their games. So yeah, still a lot of conflicting reports right now. I'm hoping, I'm going to say right at this moment, this time frame in which the game has been set has been unconfirmed. At this time, I'm going to say that right now. I've got notes here, so I do apologise. I have to keep looking at them. There was apparently in the next Mass Effect going to be a lot more customization with your armors, your casual uniforms, and also your vehicles. Apparently going to be able to customize a lot more, which I'm very happy this is going to increase the customization. They did show off a few things, a couple little screenshots here that which I'll talk about in a minute. But nothing too big in my opinion, nothing worth writing home about if I'm going to be honest. So I'm just making sure I'm not forgetting anything. Okay, yeah. While we're on the topic of vehicles, our beloved, beautiful, one-of-a-kind Mako will be making its return. Well, not one-of-a-kind, there's actually quite a lot of them in the US news, but that's the point, our Mako. The Mako will be making a return, which I'm very happy about. The Mako's the vehicle from Mass Effect, which I absolutely love, and I'm very disappointed we didn't get it in Mass Effect 2 or Mass Effect 3. The Mako's awesome. Who doesn't love the fucking Mako? The Mako's epic. It's absolutely glorious. They have redesigned it now. It's a bit more... It definitely looks more advanced, which is why I'm hoping that it looks more advanced, that they've set it in the future after the events of Mass Effect 3. Fingers crossed, in all honesty, that's what's happened. But it looks a bit more... if I can also maybe show on screen, but it looks a lot more advanced than the other versions, in my opinion. I'm very happy with the way it looks. As it says, it's still subject to change, so it may change its appearance, which a few tweaks here or there couldn't hurt. But I definitely like the fact that Mako's returning. And the reason that Mako's returning is because apparently they want to make sure that in the next Mass Effect that you're going to be able to do exploration properly. Like Mass Effect 1, in all honesty, probably had the best exploration feature in the entirety of the Mass Effect series, in all honesty, with the Mako. You could ride around a planet's surface, find minerals, and find all that crap, and it was glorious. Who didn't love doing that? I explored fucking every nook and cranny in that game. So I'm very happy that they are bringing back the Mako and adding a lot more exploration in the game. That's absolutely fantastic. I'm very glad to see that they're doing that, and major props to BioWare for doing that. Hopefully, as it says, they will add a little bit more ability with the being able to travel and all that. And who knows, maybe we'll actually have planetary, spatial exploration with maybe proper ship controls. Now, that's something I would love to see, but that's kind of hoping. But yeah, the Mako is making its grand return, and I'm very happy because the Mako is awesome. No shame to the Hammerhead. The Hammerhead is still awesome, but the Mako always has a special place here, at least in my opinion. I'm just making sure here I'm not forgetting anything. They did also talk briefly on cooperative multiplayer. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the Mass Effect multiplayer. The Mass Effect multiplayer, I liked it. I did enjoy playing it, and I maybe might play it again eventually. It is fun. It is a nice cooperative experience and very enjoyable in that aspect. Apparently they were also asked about making it competitive, but I'm pretty sure BioWare have stated this, that it's not. They want to make sure it's fun. They don't want to make it competitive, which I'm going to say this right now. Not every multiplayer game needs to be fucking competitive. Not every multiplayer game needs to be fucking Dota, StarCraft, or even get involved in esports. You can just make a cooperative game that is fun. So if they include co-op in the game and make it fun, that's all I'm asking. They want to make sure apparently they want to concentrate on teamwork, not versus kind of style. So maybe it'll be another horde mode, maybe it'll be a bit more flushed out cooperative mode. I don't know, but hopefully they'll be able to add a bit more. The only problem I had with the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer was it was tacked on. It was something that was done well, but it was tacked on and probably shouldn't have been added to Mass Effect 3. Maybe they could have added that to Mass Effect 4 to test the waters, or maybe released it as a separate thing, like a little $10 multiplayer thing, something along those lines, or a DLC, something like that, like something later down the line, not tacked on at the last minute, because it did feel like it was tacked on in my opinion. But yeah, that's just merely my opinion. So as long as they keep in mind and trying to keep it separate from the single player and not trying to do the whole war asset thing again, I think they can pull it off quite well. So I have a bit more faith, and hopefully they will do it justice. Speaking about a little bit backtracking a little bit, apparently they have confirmed that some older characters will return. I don't know if that means now, as is that apparently we will see our. Now I don't know what that means by returning. Like, I know the possibility is there's a good chance we'll see Liara, Grunt, or Rex. Those are the 3 characters that I'm pretty sure we'll see more than likely. Samara, I highly doubt that we will actually see her due to the fact that she is over 1,000. She's probably over 1,000 years old and probably will die eventually before the next Mass Effect. Same with Arya, and of course those are the only characters that Shepard would know personally that live longer than humans. The rest of the council races do die like do have average lifespans. So I'm kind of like, okay, like maybe by returning characters they mean we'll find out what happened to them. Like, what happened to Rex? What happened to Grunt? What happened to Ashley Williams? What happened to Cade? What happened to Jack? What happened to Miranda? What happened to Tali? What happened to them? Maybe... Okay, I'm going to give my opinion. Here's what I would like to happen. Just reference them. Like, I don't want to see the characters in the game. Liara, Grunt, and Rex I'm okay with because it makes sense, maybe because they live longer. But as for the other characters, I would rather them just be referenced. Like maybe like in a codex entry or a video log or something, a collectible, or maybe they're just part of the Galactic History. Maybe Garrus Vakarian became the Primarch. Is it Primarch? The Primarch of Palaven after his heroic fight with the Reapers, and he helped usher a new age in for the Turian people. Maybe Grunt became the new leader of Clan Urdnot after Rex's passing, and he helped drive into a new age. Maybe Tali became a great diplomat or a great mechanic and allowed the advancement of the Geth and Quarian connection to get more potent and allowed the Geth to integrate much more fluidly. Maybe Ashley became a diplomat. Something along those lines, just referencing the older characters and let us know what happened to them towards the end of their lifespan. That's all I want. I don't need to see Garrus again. Garrus' story ended. Maybe a reference to him will be fine. That's what I think I personally would want. I want Mass Effect 4 to be completely separate as much as possible, but just give us a little nod to the previous characters, a previous story. Like, what happened? Like, did they find Shepard's body? Because, in all honesty, Shepard's probably dead. It could be the very bad news. I know the breathing scene, don't get me started. But yeah, I would rather have little references. I don't want to see returning characters. And in my honest opinion, I would rather we have all new characters. Now, that's from the main cast. Side characters, on the other hand, I'm okay with side characters like Shiala. I would love to see Shiala again. I'd love for her to be a party member. Oh, blown mind. Shiala as a fucking party member. I'd want that. That is the kind of... Like, bring those old characters back. Don't bring back the cast, the main cast. Let them rest. Let them retire. Let them have their lives. Bring back older characters maybe you didn't think were too useful. Shiala, bring her back. Bring her back as a party member. I love Shiala. She's awesome. Agree Nasari is sexy. I didn't mean to say that. No, wait, I did. Bring back... I'm trying to think of other characters. Let me think. I'm trying to think. I can't think of any of them. Shiala's just the one character that I absolutely loved, and I would have loved to have seen her in Mass Effect 3 in much more big of a detail. But yeah, bring back her. Bring back those kind of old characters. The characters that were little side things and that grew up, became badasses. That kind of thing would be awesome. So I'm hoping that's what they're meaning by that. They'll reference the older cast members and older crew, but older characters that we maybe forgot about, like Shiala, will make a triumphant return. That would be awesome. Get on it, BioWare. Now. Yeah, so the last thing I guess I could really talk about is right now this is the same problem with the timeline in which the next Mass Effect is going to be set. It's still very conflicting right now about if you'll be human only or you'll play other races. GamerMDA3 actually tweeted at Mike Gable about this. And he sort of confirmed that. Go check out her video for the tweet. I'm not going to put it up on here because that's her thing. He kind of basically says something along the lines of, he basically says, I'm not saying a damn thing, in a nutshell. He did say something a lot more poetic and justice than I will ever be able to do. But it's still rather conflicting. Some sources are saying that you'll only be able to play human. Some are saying you'll be able to play multiple races. But at the panel, they actually only confirmed the human race. They did show off the male and female artwork of them, and if I can, I will show them on here briefly. It's just like quick flashes. Do apologize, burp there. But I am... Right now it looks alright. As I said, it does look like it's an N7 Marine, which is N7 is something that's going to have to be in the next Mass Effect. Regardless, N7 isn't just Shepard. There can be another N7 soldier. Maybe they'll go along the lines of like the Dragon Age Inquisition style, whereas like each race, like if there is going to be playable multiple races, maybe the human race, if you choose that, you're an N7 Marine. If you're an Asari, you're an Asari Commando. If you're a Krogan, you're that kind of thing. Something along those lines. Like I'm pretty sure BioWare could come up with a better story than I can. But I think they should maybe go along those lines. But as it's right now, it's still unconfirmed whether or not we'll be able to play multiple races. But I think with the multiplayer as a good example, it is possible to balance and be another race in the Mass Effect series. Right now, they are still being very tight-lipped about it, which I'm actually kind of glad about. I'd rather this be a big surprise, in all honesty. They won't be. They'll reveal it eventually. But if you want my honest opinion, I honestly would love to be able to play a different race if they gave us the option. But at the same time, if it doesn't work well with the story, then yeah, I understand it just being human. That's kind of okay. I accept that. But I honestly think the BioWare are going to try and maybe try and work a way into maybe being playing multiple races. I hope that's what they're planning on doing, but I'm not 100% certain. I cannot confirm nor deny it. So right now it is still up in the air. That's basically everything. I don't know anything else. That's all that came out. I did originally was going to make this a short audio thing, but I tried it and it was shit and it was horrible. And I was like, nope, fuck it, I'm done. So yeah, I liked it. The information that says they've just leaked. No, not leaked. They've just given it. They've given us a little taste. They're like that low. They're giving you a little taste. Have a little taste. Whetting our appetite, shall we say, for more stuff relating to Mass Effect. So whatever happens, whatever works out, hopefully, as I say, things will come along and we will see more stuff in the next Mass Effect. There is still no confirmed release date, which I'm very fucking glad about. Hopefully, I'm thinking probably no earlier than 2016, so at least 2 years in my opinion. 2016/2017 is when I'd expect to possibly either the game to be out or for like a full trailer or something to be out. I don't want them to rush this game. It is very apparent from Mass Effect 3 was rushed. There's no ifs, buts, or what's about it. I want them to take their time with this game and actually make up for what happened. And I really do have a bit more hope in BioWare can actually do it. So hopefully Mass Effect, whatever the hell they decide to call it, the next Mass Effect, insert name here, whatever, will be a great game. Here's hoping, as long as it doesn't come out next year, that'll put warning bells in my head right away. Keep the release date unconfirmed right now. So right now it's unconfirmed, probably no earlier than 2016. So I want to thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Sorry if I rambled on and on. I tend to do that when it comes to this. I love Mass Effect. It's always got a special place in my heart. Other than that, I think that's about everything. Thank you for watching. As always, I'm Scottish Warrior 92. I'll see you all next time when more Mass Effect stuff comes out. Ciao for now. Mwah. Hey there, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. If you want to help this channel out in any way, shape or form, you can hop over to my Patreon page and donate a minimum of $1 a month to help towards resources for the channel, licenses, equipment and other resources. And hopefully you will consider at least having a little look at my Patreon page, which is linked in the description. Thank you for watching and I'll see you all next time.